look at it from the perspective of generating income. Ken has, he's going to teach you a little bit about the novelty of it, so to speak, but I'm going to talk both now as well at the end about how to make money from this. So Ken is going to tell you how to use it technically. And then, like I said, when we get to the end, then I'm going to jump back in and I'm going to talk to you all about the real world applications. But as Ken is talking, I want you to now start to think about social media not as a form of entertainment, but as a form of making a living. So what Ken was talking about, having chat bots and bots that are responding or that are posting things out on social media, that's basically what Ken and I are going to start teaching you how to do. In your current life today, you probably have a Facebook and Instagram, whatever, 2 or 3 social media platforms, and it has a picture of you and your profile talking about you and the things that you're interested in and so on and so forth. What artificial intelligence is going to allow you to do is to have 50 Facebook pages, 50 Instagram pages, you name it, and stack all of those on top of each other. Let artificial intelligence create your content, which is what Ken is going to show you a little bit about today. But then you have to create what we refer to as a lead funnel, meaning what is it that social media platform is drawing people to do? Are they to buy painting jobs? Are they to buy your art? Are they to buy your goods and services? Are they to buy your canned goods or whatever? I like to use the analogy of if you're a cake decorator and you live in, let's use Kansas City as an example, you could run Facebook page ads in the larger towns in a circle around that large metropolitan area and use that to draw in leads. That at a very granular level is lead generation. The next step is, and I'm going to shock everybody on this call with something that was one of those shocking moments for me, which was when I first met Ken a few months ago, and we were talking about a place for mom, which I'm sure everybody on this call has seen the Place for Mom videos. That's not a company. That's a lead funnel. They are generating leads that they then sell to nursing homes in the particular geographical area in close proximity to the zip code that you entered in when you were looking for a place for mom or dad. So we're living in sort of an alternate universe. So the things that we took for granted that were brick and mortar are no longer brick and mortar. So anyway, that being said, Ken, I want you to jump in here, give everybody your walkthrough of how to use this on a technical level, and then at the end we'll talk about how to stack this all together and make money off of it.
Awesome. Thank you, Gary. And guys, I want you guys to kind of get some context. I always seem to be having this sense of urgency. I finished my goddamn chemo 51.5 weeks ago. If it was my 2nd birthday. So tomorrow isn't always guaranteed. I want you guys to get off your butts. After this workshop, I don't want you to just, oh, I got this knowledge. I want you guys to do something with it. And we'll talk about rules of engagement. You're not allowed to spend $1. That is your constraints, artificial constraints. I don't want you to, oh, I'm going to spend $50 or whatever. No, you can't. I want you to do something for free until you get the first lead or first customer or first prospect before you think about investing. There's a lot of AI out there. I don't know where everybody is in terms of usage, but let's just focus on a couple smaller contexts here. We're going to be teaching you how to make like a video, and everybody can just start shooting off your iPhone. That's okay, but it requires makeup, maybe a good background and good lighting and good audio. So it takes a little bit of a technical setup. What does it mean? Investment, which you're not allowed to do today. So, well, how are you going to do that? I'm going to give you a framework with $0, with 0 budget, and yet you still will be able to create a testimonial, or maybe it's a promotional video, depending where you are in the business life cycle. So, any questions so far before we jump in?
No.
I don't cook, but I love watching cooking show. Oliver, what's that? Gordon Ramsay. You don't call it a cooking show. We're just people getting yelled at. But anyway, I want to show you finished product, and then we're going to jump into the mechanics. So I'm going to show you this 12-second video.
Hey,
Just wanted to say a huge thank you. You showed up, stayed present, and invested in yourself. That takes real intention. I'm genuinely grateful to be part of your journey forward. See you on the other side.
Okay. Any comments? Did I use AI?
Yes, that's AI, right?
That's AI. Okay. Oh, right. So you're not sure.
Correct.
Okay. Good. Good. Okay. That's good that it's possible that it's not AI. It could be me this morning. Before jumping in, I took a walk in Pacifica or Bali, and I got my hair cut. I shaved. A lot of assumptions. Kira, you know me for a long time. Does it sound like me?
Not at all.
Why?
It's very flat and monotone. There's no personality in it. And I've not ever seen a day of Ken without personality.
Exactly.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Kira. You put it such a positive way. Well, I speak with a funny accent. I was born overseas in the Far East, like Oriental.
It's not even the accent. It's just it's the inflection and the intention that's in what you say and how you say it.
Oh my God. Kira has held my hair far too much, so she knows all of my ins and outs. So, but that is absolutely true. This was done using a platform called HeyGen. So HeyGen allows you to either put your likeness, or you can use one of the supplied commercial actors, and you can use that. We're going to talk you through the both routes. But
now let me touch on this for a second, Ken, because I have actually had this conversation a lot with people who would like to be social media promoters, if you will, or promoters of products, goods, and services on social media. And I would hear people say, well, I'm not attractive enough. If you look at all those people on TikTok that are successful, they're all beautiful and blah, 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 and blah, and they live in exotic locations. I would like to point out to everybody that I don't know if you saw it, but last week there's a woman who was on, I believe, TikTok, Instagram, who I think she gained over 1 million followers in a week's time by posting pictures that she was at Wimbledon and a bunch of other places on vacation. The reality of it is, it isn't even a real human being, and they sure as hell weren't on vacation anyplace. So the point is that it doesn't matter whether you think you're not ready for social media or ready to be an influencer. You can literally use this product to create any persona that you want, and you can play around with it. So there's something called KPIs, key performance indicators. Ken and I were talking about my TikTok key performance indicators this morning. How many men versus how many women look at my post? You can play around with this AI machine to create content that is geared specific to whatever demographic that you're looking for. So thank you, Ken.
This doesn't stop here. It's going to get much better. We can have a voice of your own. You can have more personality. You can have even the colorful language. I speak French. I speak a lot of French, about 2 words. And I all start with the F. Anyway, so let's go. Let's go to talk about what is UGC, user-generated content. So instead of like somebody shooting from New York City and have a big crew of 50 people like Vanilla Sky, I'm talking about you busting up a phone and just start shooting and just having a talking head video. So it's not polished. It's very accessible. It's almost grassroots. And if you want to make it not so perfect, it's actually more believable. Like, yeah, Wimbledon, I'm hanging out with David Beckham and Victoria Beckham. It's not very credible. But if I'm like in a running track or something like that, I'm working out, I'm a little sweaty and talking about skincare routine, that is actually more credible. So it feels real. It doesn't feel scripted. It doesn't have to be very rehearsed and rigid.
And let me hit on that. So I don't know how many of the people who are on this call actually connected with us through my TikTok account, but I've got a fairly big following on TikTok. And one of the things that I get back from people a lot in my commentary is that I'm authentic, that I'm real. And so keep that in mind when you're creating any of this content. You've got to create something authentic. It's critically important that you continue to think about it in that prism, if you will. Go down and click on this video, Ken. These people are going to faint when they see this one.
Yeah. So skincare routine, 29 seconds. Let's go ahead and play
Okay,
this.
so I used to skip skincare. Big mistake. This routine changed everything. My skin, way clearer, less oily, and I actually feel confident with no makeup now. Total game changer. I just use a tiny bit after cleansing, super lightweight, no breakouts, no greasy feel. Honestly, it's like my skin just drinks it up. 2 weeks in and my skin's glowing. Fewer breakouts, smoother texture. I'm obsessed. If you're on the fence, just try it. Click the link in bio for 20% off. Good till Sunday at 11:59 p.m. Trust me, your skin will thank you.
All right.
Real or fake? Real or fake?
It looks like
It's
AI.
fake.
It's AI, but
Yep.
it's close.
Okay. Well, it's debatable because it is a real person.
It looks fantastic.
Yeah. And the person that came with HeyGen wasn't saying about skincare. I gave her the script. So it is a bit of a hybrid. It is a real person. And then using HeyGen's technology is doing the lip syncing, the body, language, and all of that. So that's what we're looking at. Now, I want to get a little bit more feedback, and then I'm going to jump into to show you the real hands-on demo. So any other thing that you guys picked up from that 29 seconds?
Did it look authentic? Did it look like it was a real? I realize you're back and forth between whether it's real or whether it's AI, but was it done in a manner that was convincing enough that you would think it's an authentic advertisement? I guess that's our objective here today, is to try to teach you how to create content that is effective, meaning that it passes enough of the sniff test that a vast majority of the public will stop and watch and possibly click on it.
I think it was probably effective enough for that because she's providing something that people really want. So I think that sometimes people are going to pay attention to the message. And if the messenger seems a little bit not quite right, I think they're willing to buy in anyway. I feel like there's not a lot of, it's not like the previous one with the Zen Ken there, but I do still feel like there's just slightly less expression than would seem authentic in most people talking. But yeah, I still think it's close enough that people they want to find something that's going to make their skin look amazing. So they're going to focus on that part of it.
Right. As we know with advertising, you will respond to things that are relevant to you because it's on your mind. If you're shopping for a car for some crazy reason, all of a sudden you're paying attention to every advertisement. So yes, if it is something that you're dialed into, this is probably going to get the job done. Now, one thing also to remember, and this has been hard for people to really grasp, but we just started talking about artificial intelligence really in the social zeitgeist. Basically, Christmas of 2022 was when we first started having this conversation. And the reason why I bring that up is don't get frustrated with what you see for the quality of content right now, because there's, as Ken will tell you, these platforms are updating, they're becoming better. It's a very competitive field. Everybody who's creating these content platforms is trying to get the secret sauce, to get it a little bit better, to get the lip syncing working a little bit better. It will all flush itself out over the next year or two. So don't panic if you don't see it being perfect. Yeah, and Ken, you're right. This is the free tier. We're talking to these people about not spending any money today. So yes, I mean, when you get into the professional level, it's that's some serious generative content.
Yeah. So now I'm jumping ahead, planting the seeds to teach you a little bit more tactics about this thing, but this is not the scope of this class here. So I'm going to roll back a little bit. You see this caption? Caption is a must. If you do anything social, a lot of people, places, they can't even have the audio turned on. You must have captioned. Pretty easy to do nowadays. You see this little animation thing, people's attention span is short. You can't hold them to more than 2 seconds. I'm sorry, this is the current state of affairs. So have some elements, have some camera shake, have some animation, have something that people don't expect to kind of draw people in. What else is there? There's some body movements that's already kind of built in. I didn't do anything about it. 29 seconds is long. So to Kira's point, it's even more credible if you have a compilation of 5 seconds. If you combine them, it even looks more credible because it doesn't look very polished. Okay, you guys strapped in? I'm going to go switch gear. I'm going to go to HeyGen to show you how this is done. Because
Take us to HeyGen.
you must be able to walk away and without spending any money to be able to start doing this.
And we will be sending out links to all of this after we're done today. There will be a recap email of all this, so don't panic. You'll get the links to HeyGen and all of that will be coming in an email after.
So I already signed up using that link. This is a brand new account. That's why I got three video. Anyway, as soon as you got in, you're gonna see a menu like this, kind of intimidating, but don't. Just go straight to Avatar 4, which is the latest and it's the easiest. Okay, you go there. It's like, well, what's happening? You can pick a sample photo. So these are the professional or the supplied likeless. Pick one, but I actually have a picture already, and this is going to be the Bali beach, the Zen Kent thing. So I'm going to go in here. Okay, this is the exact same one that you've seen. I already have a script prepared. Okay, so this mechanism gives you about 15 seconds. It doesn't do the second version, which is a 30 seconds, the longer one. So I'm going to go talk about this thing, and it's going to be so out of character, Kira. I know it's going to give you a laugh because you're very spiritual and I am not. So I am making a video about a yoga in Bali. Okay, I've always wanted a real escape, and that's why I signed up for this beach yoga retreat in Bali. The setting is unreal. Soft sand, ocean breeze, sunrise, sessions that make you forget the rest of the world. My biggest golden nugget, the deep sense of calm, so cringy, and clarity that sticks with you long after class. Okay, so if you don't know me well enough, they say, well, then maybe it's believable. But Kira and I spent so much time bike racing, kicking butts all over the world. So she knows that I am not as nice. But I got this script from AI because I need to talk about a Bali resort that I just went to. In terms of voice, this is again the free tier, right? If you are paying up, you can actually do like a 5-minute speech, and it will be your exact voice. But for now, we're limited to the free tier. So
now let me stop you for a second and tell them about what Ken just said there. When you get to the higher tiers, if that's when you can use your own voice. And what Ken just said there is something, this is a term that you're going to start hearing a lot in the artificial intelligence world. This is called training your AI bot. So it will give you a script that you will read, and it will pick up all of those words and integrate them into the next rendering that you do. It will have your voice. You are in effect training your AI bot at that point.
So we're not going to spend too much time, but you can shop around. Just let me pick English here. You can do British English, you can do whatever, and you can do accent. Let me see again. Michael, calm, Adam, old, rich, voiceover. Alex, let me just be Alex. We'll play it.
Hey there. Here's how I sound. Hope you like it. The right voice brings avatar videos to life.
To be more advanced, this is where you can control the facial gestures here. So, Akira, help me out. When a calm person talking about a Bali beach yoga resort, what kind of gesture and expressions it would be that I wasn't born with?
I don't know, because I don't really have a good example, because I'm certainly not a good example. My face does all kinds of crazy stuff when I talk.
Okay.
I don't know.
Tell it to wink. Tell it to wink at the end.
Wink. Oh, wow. This is the tough one. Gary, this is not fair. You're tricking it up. But let's see. Wink
Let's
at
see
the
if
end.
it can do it.
Let's just do peaceful, mindful. Was it present?
How about more of a blink than a wink? A wink would be a little You know, like
Yes.
how a cat does when it's looking at its prey and it just kind of, does a little thing before it goes in for the kill.
Did you ask it to smile when it in the reflection of my biggest golden nugget?
Yeah.
That
Yes. Smiled. This is very specific. So, but let's go ahead and push the boundaries. Let's see if Murphy's Law applies here. Smiled when mentioning
Golden nuggets.
golden nugget. This is very, wow, you guys are very picky. You guys are demanding customers, and I love it. This very likely will break 51% of chance, but let's see how it goes. So we're going to go ahead and, okay, what is it complaining here? 15 seconds. Oh, this is too long, by the way. Now, this is the world of the freemium, giving you for free, kind of like a gateway drug, gets you hooked, and then they're going to sell you more stuff. So this is a little too long. So we're going to have to reduce the conversation here. So I'm going to remove the last one.
And the reason why they're limiting on time is the other little thing that you may or may not have heard talk about is the amount of electricity that artificial intelligence is going to start to demand from the grid. The reason why I bring that up is they're limiting the time of these clips is because that is taking bandwidth in a processing center someplace to maintain that. So if you want more than 15 seconds, it's no longer free. You've got to pay for it because you're paying for that bandwidth. Now, what's really, really interesting, and I want to drop this one for people to think about. I don't know how many people here noticed, but about 3 years ago, Tyler Perry announced that he was not going to build his $700 million studio outside of Atlanta. What a lot of people didn't read was the small print. He referenced artificial intelligence as a reason why he wasn't going to make that $700 million investment. This is why, is that eventually it's not going to be 15 or 30 seconds. Eventually these will be full-length videos, hour-long movies, you name it. Just wanted to throw that in there so you kind of understand how this is growing and expanding.
Yeah. And we are not at the very cutting edge, but you guys are pretty early on, I gotta say. So you still have a huge edge over your counterparts. And I keep saying it's not outrunning the bears, outrunning your buddies. It sounds cruel, but anyway. So let's go ahead and create this. So you can see 720 is the resolution. It's not the highest. Again, it's freemium. So we're gonna go ahead and create this video. It's usually gonna take about 2-3 minutes. And again, it has a lot to do with the premium model. So we're gonna let this run, and you can pay kind of like Disney. You can pay to skip the line, but we will come back to this. So very soon we'll see something similar to that beach resort. Why UGC again? It converts much better than an ad, because nobody likes getting pitched to. When you see pay advertisement, you kind of turn off. Trust, relatability. You don't want it to be so overly attractive. You want to be, again, you want to make it credible. When you guys are building, either using your own like list, which you can enhance the heck out of it, or you can just pick an AI avatar, which is what we're going to be doing next. You don't.
It goes back to the pictures that we saw a little bit ago when Ken had like the Sherpa guy with a 1 week beard, and yeah, I mean, if you run a roofing company, you're definitely not going to want somebody that looks like me as your avatar. Okay, you're going to want something that's more authentic, and it may not even be you. You may have to just go pick a stock image and use that as your avatar.
Yeah. So a little business idea, right? Why are we doing this UGC? If you're thinking about monetizing it, either promoting your services, it makes sense. It could be, Kira talking about the women's coaching business. It could be your like list talking at different settings. Or it could be a customer like list, or a made up customer talking about the nature of your business. That could be one way. But if you're thinking about more of an influencer route, okay, like Gary is about to hit like 15,000 followers on TikTok. Well, guess what? There will be agencies and brands hitting this is called the micro influencers. This is not Kardashian, right? This is not The Rock. This is not Robert Downey Jr. So this is a micro influencer. These are real people. You can actually do a brand deal. You say, I will hold this bottle up, and I will talk about it. I'll drink out of it, and you can make a video out of it, and you can get paid.
Yep.
You can also get an affiliate deal. When people click on your bio link, they buy something, they get a percentage of it. Like that HeyGen link there. I don't get anything out of it, but I get some extra credits from promoting for talking about HeyGen. When you guys sign up using that link, I get some extra minutes for creating more videos. So
it's not just about your business. I mean, you may have a business that you're thinking about how can you expand your brand and get a bigger audience and so on and so forth. This is what I said I wanted to talk about towards the end that is so important. I don't know how old everybody else is on this call. I'm 55 years old. I'm looking out in the future thinking, well, I've got to figure out how to make a living differently. That's what I've learned from Ken. Ken and I sit around and we talk every day about what kind of lead funnels we can create. Is that something for TikTok? Is that something for Facebook? Is that something for Instagram? Is that something for LinkedIn? Meaning you can create an entirely different campaign for each one of those sites. But here's the thing. You could, and I want everybody to listen very closely what I'm about ready to explain, completely unsolicited. You could set up a Facebook page, do micro-focused ads based upon zip codes. Let's say you're in Las Vegas. You could focus on just the zip codes in the very expensive neighborhoods in Las Vegas. You could create a Facebook ad with generative figures and the entire thing completely created by you to create swimming pool construction ads, meaning, do you need a swimming pool? Would you like someone to come and give you a quote on your swimming pool and blah, 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 and create that whole, and that's what Ken and I are doing right now for me on the side. But why that's important is that you could then call up the swimming pool places completely unsolicited and say, I've got 25 swimming pool leads. What are they worth to you? And you can sell them. Same way with roofing, same way with plumbing, same way, any service that the owner of that business is desperate to get more eyeballs looking at their good services or products is somebody that you could unsolicitedly go out and create an ad campaign, generate leads, and sell. Think about that for a second. That's where we talk about stacking. That's where we talk about, if you look up, they're easy to scale with AI tools. That's what we're talking about.
Yeah, we'll let that sink in. Maybe your light bulbs are going off, but we're going to switch back to
put that in context, the roofing business pays $500 per lead. That's the roofing business. So you could literally have this running in the background at home while you're at work during the day, perfecting your skill and generating leads that you could sell. That's what we're trying to teach you how to do here. And the best time to do this is when you've got a paycheck, assuming that most people who are on this podcast right now have a paycheck. This is the time to perfect your next career when you've got a roof over your head and your bills are paid. All right, Ken.
I don't know, Kira, is it okay for me to say something to congratulate you? So Kira just freed herself from her 28-year nursing career. So I congratulate her from now having all this freedom.
Thank you, but I don't have a paycheck now. To go stand on the street corner and play my guitar and sing.
Well, let's see if this can change things. Maybe you can be seen playing rock music and whatever music. So we waited. So let's see the output of this.
I've always wanted a real escape, and that's why I signed up for this beach yoga retreat in Bali. The setting is unreal. Soft sand, ocean breeze, sunrise sessions that make you forget the rest of the world.
Thoughts?
We took the golden out, so we didn't get to see the facial expression, but that's okay.
Yeah. Any other comments, observations, critique?
Little exaggerated mouth movements, but other than that, it looked pretty authentic.
Yes.
I think we're almost getting accustomed to seeing AI, so we almost pay attention to the message as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't really mind that it's AI. I tend to see what I'm listening to what he might be selling.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is slowly starting to become part of our psyche now. In just 2.5 years' time, this has become normalized.
Yes.
And I have to say that there are tons of options out there. HeyGen is probably the leading market share in terms of accessibility and ease of use. And last workshop was 5 weeks ago. I don't think it was as good. And now they added more features, but it's not quite linear. As you can see, the mouth expressions were
They were overt.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then the prompt, like I said, you guys were throwing a lot at it, more than I would normally do. So this is when you will spend a little bit more time to fine tune that. And that is going to get better and better.
We're going to give you links, like we said in the email when we're done, but that doesn't mean that we're fond of any particular technology. It's just Ken's like, hey, this one's working really good. Let's use this for a while. And then something else comes along and it's better than the last one. And yeah, let's put it this way. When it comes to video editing software, I no longer pay for annual subscriptions. I pay by the month because these software systems it's a battle. I mean, it is a war going on for who's going to have the best platform.
Yeah.
So it's like Ken said, in 5 weeks' time, wow, it's almost like it's a whole different technology in just 5 weeks' time.
Yeah, but don't get sucked into this analysis paralysis. Like, that doesn't help anybody.
No.
The best thing is to you understand my sense of urgency and where it's coming from. So I'm going to show you another mean of creating a video, kind of like the skincare person, how I did it, right? There are all these options here. We just experimented with the first one. We're going to go to quick avatar video, okay? So this is a different vibe because you can create your own avatar, but say that I want to pick somebody, and guess what? You might have recognized Olivia. If you want to, let me see what I got this script here. What am I making here? Med spas. Okay, I actually got a script talking about med spas, and I have no idea what that is. I think some kind of medical beauty spas that is at an MD's office or something like that. Just give me some parameters. Let's make this med spa thing together. I got the script. You guys help me pick an avatar that would resonate.
How about Jace?
You guys okay with that?
That's fine.
Okay, we'll pick Jace. Jace got one look. Some of these have different looks. Sometimes it's in an office, sometimes they're sitting on a couch. Most of this have one look. So let's just go ahead and pick Jace. We'll pick Jace. And again, I use AI to do this script. Now, this is an older mechanism and it's giving you up to 1 minute. I've had 3 wives. Kira met most of them. And the more you say, the more could go wrong. This is kind of like current paradigm right now. So I wouldn't say too much, but I just got the AI scripting here. I've always been a little skeptical about med spas. Like, do the result really live up to the hype? That's why I decided to try this med spa here in Dogpatch, one of the neighborhoods in San Francisco. And here's the twist. I walked in expecting a basic facial, and they customize everything. Treatments, products, even aftercare. Wow. My skin has never felt this smooth or looked this refreshed. The resolution, I'm officially a convert. And yes, I have already booked my next appointment. Okay, so funny, Gary, you pick a dude, but let's go with this and see what happens. Now I'm gonna have to let this run, and we're gonna go back to the slide. I finish up some of the rules of engagement. Okay, we talk about this. Rule number 1, you don't talk about it. No. You don't spend money until you make the first dollar. 2, urgency. People say, oh, one day, haha, you may have not tomorrow. So day one starts today. No excuse. I don't care about your excuses. Your dog ate your homework, too bad. 3, ship early. What are we shipping? Ship the ads, ship the video, put that on the social media. Don't perfect that. That is so selfish, being a professionalist. Having this stuff in your back pocket and not letting the world see it, so selfish.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have a TikTok video I put out. When was that? On Thursday morning, wasn't it, Ken? Yeah, I put it out on Thursday morning. It is me in an orange shirt sitting in front of this black background that Ken and everybody on the team teases me about. Before we got on this call with you, I was at 315,000 views. My point is, don't overthink it. Okay. Don't overthink it. Create some content, put some content out there. You might be surprised at the engagement you get on things that you think are crappy or subpar. Your audience may react in a completely unexpected way to that. So don't overthink it. Ship early and ship often. Start pumping out content. Read the comments. This sucks. This doesn't even look real. All right, okay. Guess I better work a little harder next time. That's how you learn.
I also want to make one more comment, and we're going to move on. Very likely, your post will get nothing, will get no traction, no risk. Your mom even won't see it because the social media platform trying to monetize our content.
Yep.
They're not going to grant you an audience. So risk-free.
Yep.
But in the off chance it goes viral, and because you didn't put it out, you have this huge missed opportunity. 98% of chance you're gonna let someone in the middle. You're gonna get 5 views. One from me because I'm a nice guy, right? And Kira too. So you get 2 views. So there's no impact. Whatever you do has no impact. Crank that out. Get that shipping muscles ready. Get that strong, and then you'll be fine. Okay. So we're gonna move on. We already finished the first hands-on demo. This is actually a resource kit that you will be sent. So you guys will be using it to review it. So go through these steps. You'll create the first, the Bali beach resort video. And I have a copy of that. And this is the AI photo I created. Again, my mom will recognize me, whatever. So I create the same ad using the same mechanism I showed you. Demo 2 is the one that we just did and we're waiting on it. But guess what? In case you're expanding your market to non-US speaking, you're just one click away from converting it to Spanish, French,
Click
Italian.
on it, Ken. Play it for them so they can hear the Spanish version.
I don't usually buy art on impulse, but this one stopped me cold. The colors, the texture, it just spoke to something in me, like it belonged here before I even saw it. I already cleared a spot. That's how fast it went from maybe to must-have. At this stage in life, I don't buy stuff. I invest in things that mean something. This means something. If you're on the fence, don't be. Art like this doesn't just hang on your wall, it lives with you. El arte como este no solo cuelga en tu pared, vive contigo.
So 5 weeks ago, we did a session like this. There was a gentleman on that call, and he was a painter. And when Ken did the multiple languages, the guy, I literally thought he was going to jump through the screen. He started moving around in his chair, and he was like, "You mean I can sell my art anywhere?" And we were like, "Yep, anywhere. You can recreate these ads in any language you want." So the point is, when I talk about marketing, when I talk about lead funnels, you want to put together some Facebook pages that create leads for resorts in the Caribbean, and you want to focus on Spain, you want to focus on Portugal, where do you want to focus your ads? What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to force everybody on this call to think totally different about social media than the way you think about social media today. Go for it, Ken.
Yeah, we'll mess up the labeling. Otherwise, we created the English version first, and then one click away, boom, Spanish. Can anybody validate how good the Spanish is? Is it accurate?
Not me.
It's good.
It's good? It's legit?
Yes.
Wow. Damn.
And bear in mind, there are different, as you saw, there's different subdialects within it. So you can have Castilian Spanish, you can have different cultures, same way as what you saw when Ken was clicking on English. You want Australian English, British English, American. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a blank canvas for you right there.
Right.
All right, let's go check on this. We are approaching. Okay, let's go see this.
I've always been a little skeptical about med spas. Like, do the results really live up to the hype? That's why I decided to try this med spa here in Dogpatch, San Francisco. And here's the twist. I walked in expecting a basic facial, but they customized everything. Treatments, products, even aftercare. My skin has never felt this smooth or looked this refreshed. The resolution? I'm officially a convert, and yes, I've already booked my next appointment.
Holy moly.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can create anything you want to create.
We don't have to go through this, but like if you're ready to go ahead and penetrate the Korean market, that would be kind of funny. Malay, you name it. Okay. But we just one click away.
Yep.
So that takes us safely to the end of the workshop. And let me just see what else is there to talk about. So resources, you guys will send that. We thrive on surveyed. Any feedback is a gift. Would love for you guys to be able to complete that. We're going to be sending out the replayed video. It's going to take me about 2-3 days because it's me actually, it's not AI doing that. Some links for you guys to start using this framework. Again, it doesn't cost anything. If you want to continue to get the higher, the quicker, the better capacity, you might have to shell out, but none of this will mandate you to pay to even get it going. And
paying money at this point is a choice. It's not obligated, or it's not obligatory.
Yeah. Now, for those who still want to stick around, I want to throw in an extra bonus. And that's why, this is better than the first workshop. So you guys ready to stick around a little bit more? It won't take long. A buddy of mine, I've been advising him, he's doing some startup stuff. So actually those pictures on the beach and all that, I use a platform that he built, the previous platform. And it's called Artfloat AI. But that was only to make photos. This one, though, is pretty cool. I gave some photos, the AI, so it looks like me. Then I can create poster. Let's have some fun. Let's make an event poster. Okay, so now it's talking about who I am and what I do. So I'm an AI advisor, educator, consultant, specializing blah, 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 blah. Okay, so this is important because the AI doesn't know anything about you. It doesn't know where you were born, where you grew up, what cartoons you watch, and what affiliations. So this is called a system prompt. This is given the context of this AI, how to make this poster. Okay, so I'm just going to let this be and see what comes out, right? And we're making a poster. And so what do you want the poster to talk about? Design for flyer indie pop rooftop gig. I have no idea what that is. Is it like a dance, a rave thing?
Yeah, like a rooftop bar.
Okay. Band name in dripping pink script, Velvet Echoed. Kira, does it check out? Please help me. I don't know shit about music.
Yep.
I don't know them, but they probably exist, right?
Okay. Okay. So you got the ticket link, so you can actually go book for stuff, and then you can do the aspect ratio. You can, for if you're making it for TikTok, is 1 ratio. If you're making it for YouTube, whatever. We're just gonna let it be and just run with it because we're strapped for time. And then I got hooked up for some credits, but if you guys sign up, you also get, I think, 30 or something like that. You can make at least 10 posters for free. So let's go ahead and create that. And this will also take a bit of time, but it doesn't take as long.
Let me hit on aspect ratio while it's running. So everybody understand what aspect ratio means. That means that your image or your photo or your video actually fills up the like TikTok and Twitter have completely different aspect ratios. YouTube has a completely different aspect ratio. If you look like right now, my photo off, if you're looking on the right hand side, you see how I've got black bracketing on both sides of me and Ken has a full screen. That means Ken is on a different aspect ratio than I'm on. That's going to be important for you folks to research and get to understand, because when you're posting between platforms, you want it to fill up. You don't want to have these black brackets on both sides. You want it to fill up the entire view when the person's looking at it. So just wanted to hit you on that. I'm really proud of myself. At 55, I found out what aspect ratio means. So I got to tell everybody about it now.
Yeah, so when you're on the phone, it's like it's skinnier, right? It's taller, it's skinnier.
And I'm going to talk while you're digging around here. So once again, back to the age thing. I keep bringing that up, but look, I hear so many people in my life say, the hell with that artificial intelligence stuff. I'm not going to use it. It's going to be the end of humanity, and it's going to destroy everything and blah, blah. Look, I don't mean to be rude here, but having that view is like trying to battle gravity. Okay. Artificial intelligence is going to happen whether your opinion is included in the decision or not. It's going to happen. The point is, I'm old enough to remember the very first websites that I saw being produced in the early 90s when I was in Kansas City. I remember somebody spent $25,000 to build a website. Can you imagine in this modern day world, spending that much money on a website would have to be something for like a major corporation? My point is, this is the next chapter of everything that all of us have grown up around. Grab it and run with it. Don't sit here and be afraid of it. For God's sakes, grab it. Because what we didn't tell you is Ken and I are both in venture capital. We finance artificial intelligence startups. Ladies and gentlemen, the next 5 years are going to be mind-bogglingly disruptive. And this idea that people can say, well, it's not going to get my plumbing job, or it's not going to get my heating and air conditioning job, or my trucking job. I don't think any of us with any kind of confidence can honestly say that it's not coming for our careers. So you might as well just get past the anxiety attack, grab the bull by the horns, and get going. That's my 2 cents worth.
Percent.
Hey,
This is
Ken,
wow.
I had no
What is
idea
what
you
is this
were
thing called?
into grunge. Wow,
This is
interesting.
it usually goes with Red Wings. What is this kind of shirt called? Flannel?
Flannel. No, this is
Flannel.
grunge. This is
Grunge? Okay.
you're legit. Absolutely.
Here, I need you to unmute and give me some harsh critique. Can I roll with your band? Am I legit enough? Are you muted, Kira? Okay. So that is, again, this isn't the scope, but I'm just saying, I'm strapped for time to make another poster, for one person. How are you going to do all this stuff yourself? Well, having one person and being a unicorn is not mutually exclusive anymore. Unicorn is 1 billion valuation, and you don't have to have a huge team. You don't have to hire 100 people. You can have, with a coupled, well-defined automated workflows is possible.
This is what Ken just hit on is something that I want everybody on this call to wrap your minds around. Once again, don't know how old everybody is, but I can remember in the early 90s when I was first trading on the Kansas City Board of Trade, and they had a lounge and they had CNBC playing. And I remember the CNBC analysts back at that point in time who were World War II era guys, their heads were exploding. We don't understand the valuations of tech. How can a company have $100 million in valuation and only have 30 employees? Well, what we found out was those companies went on to be called what? Google, Amazon, Yahoo, name it. Now, this is the really scary part about what's about ready to happen in our world economically. What Ken just hit on is very real. Ken and I talk to these founders of these companies all the time, trying to raise money for them. I had a call this morning with a guy who's building a mind-boggling online platform for medical records. The point is, the days of building 100 million, 500 million, $1 billion companies with 1 or 3 or 5 employees has just arrived. We're looking at that. Ken and I are literally looking at that as we have some of these companies that we're looking to fund that could literally become billion-dollar companies and have only 2 or 3 employees. That's what artificial intelligence is doing. Artificial intelligence is a force multiplier. It allows you to duplicate your efforts almost unlimited. And that's what Ken and I are trying to show you.
Gary, that's really good context. Now, I want to mention something. So from grunge to button down to boardroom that can't spell for shit. Look at this, profitable. So this is a real problem. If you guys are doing something like that, please scrutinize the heck out of it.
Yep.
Do I have 6 fingers? Okay. In the earlier days, in a couple of months ago, you get 6 fingers, 5 limbs.
Yep.
And I'm not talking about, the good limbs. I'm talking about some bad ones. Sorry, I'm gonna slap myself. But anyway, scrutinize the stuff before it goes live.
Yep.
You will get caught. Then this is the biggest giveaway that, this guy's a lazy mofo. He used AI for that. Not even editing. Again, that's one of the many typos that the AI has made.
And you see the shadowing of in the paragraph below, Ken, on paragraph. And here's the cruel thing about this. I don't know if I'm the only person on this call who's suddenly having an epiphany, but you realize that what you're seeing here used to be a print shop job. Think about how cruel that is, ladies and gentlemen. This used to be a human being who would sit down, design and develop your poster for you, and then you would approve it, and then they would print it. No, that's all changing. Now, you download this, put it on a thumb drive, walk into a print shop, say, here, print 50 of these. That's it. You're done. This is how this business changes. Okay, go, Ken.
Yeah, so I got a very good question from Patrick. Can this be posted automatically? Not from this platform, not from HeyGen. The current state of affair right now is kind of like, what is it word? Best of breed.
Yep.
You go there, it's not a department store. You go to the butcher for meat. You don't go to like one place for everything just yet. But
Not
there
yet.
are other platforms like Buffett, Hootsuite. But I think that Zuckerberg is going to have this platform to build up so that it's super easy for you to turn on ads so that he can collect and collect and collect.
And they've all got to be looking at how TikTok is run and wanting to duplicate that,
Yes.
because that's the beauty of TikTok. You can record your content right on your phone. You don't need an editing platform. You don't need anything. You can post right from your phone. That is coming, Patrick. It's just they and there's actually a word for that. Sorry to take off and run, but those are called APIs are just a great big word for workarounds, where various different technology platforms have code that is written between them so that they can communicate. So, Patrick, the answer to your question is it's only a matter of time before somebody starts to create APIs that connect all this together. And here's the thing that will really blow your mind. At some point in time, you will be generating content on your phone and you won't even realize all the various platforms that content has gone through. You won't see it. You won't know it. It has nothing to do with you. It is just, it goes to this platform to get edited. It goes to this platform to be generated. It goes to this platform to be posted. It just happens. We're doing that right now. Ken and I are pumping out a marketing campaign. It runs what, 8 or 9 o'clock every morning, Ken? I can't remember what time, but it's irrelevant. But the point is, it's something we created last week for next week. And it just, automatically at 8 o'clock on Tuesday morning, ping, and it just starts running. And it's going to cost us about,
it costs people. It costs the 100 numbers or so. And then say, would you like to make an appointment?
Yes. Yeah, we're running a digital appointment setter using artificial intelligence. Ken types in the script. We decide what we want the voice to sound like, everything. Ladies and gentlemen, I've waited my whole life for this opportunity. Okay. And the reason why is I want to travel. That's my only thing I got left in life. I've made my money. I've raised my family. I've been married, divorced, been shot at and missed and shit at and hit a few times in life. I want to go travel. This offers me the opportunity to travel. And I want to give all of you a very important lesson. It's something I want you to take away. And then Ken's going to close this up. People don't understand what money does, what wealth does. Naive people and young people think, I'm going to get rich and I'm going to go buy a Lamborghini and I'm going to go buy this big house and I'm going to do all these things. No, no, no. When you get older, you find out that money does one thing. It gives you freedom. It gives you ability to choose. It gives you the ability to choose whether you want to do a deal with somebody, whether you want to be involved with another human being on a project or in a personal level. Money gives you the ability to be discerning. And that's what artificial intelligence, as far as I'm concerned, is doing. It is bridging the gap between money and freedom. It is a force multiplier for me. So I'll leave it at that, Ken. You go ahead and close it out.
My mouth's getting dry, coming from radiation, so I'm sipping water all the time. I appreciate you guys. Really, I feel the love. I feel the aches. I feel all of it. I'm so insensitive, so I will take it all as a compliment. And you guys been a really good crowd, very engaged. Any Q&A? I mean, like, you guys have given us 90 minutes of your Saturday. Any questions, anything you want to how to find us? Everything will be in the email. You'll be getting it momentarily. Yeah, it's been great. And I urge you guys, go get a mimosa, get 1.5 or whatever, But then I would like you to come back and think about what we talked about today.
Use this. Use what you've learned today, please. We're doing this because Ken and I are deeply feeling individuals. We're both feelers. That's just how we're wired. And I can see Kira smiling. We want to help people. Okay. We're not doing this just to get $100 out of you. Okay. We did that because time is money. It's our Saturday morning too. If we weren't here, we would be doing something else. My point is, use this, reach out to us, send us back emails. We're not trying to upsell you. Okay. I realized we had one person the last time before they even enrolled, they made us promise we weren't going to upsell them. It's not about an upsell. If you need to know more, if you need to learn, expand something, come back to us. Yes, Ken might say, well, that's an engagement. That's more than advice. We need to talk. The point is, we want to help you. From the bottom of my heart, I want to help you. Because the alternative to what's going to happen is if you don't grab the bull by the horns, I'm dead serious. I think economically, this world is about ready to leave billions of people behind. And I just don't want the people on this call to be one of those people that gets left behind.